Update. Am I the a-hole for asking my sister to leave after she tried to kick me out of my own house? Original post. My 26F sister, who I'll call Emily, moved in with her husband, 29M, who I'll call Roger, 2 years back. Emily and I were never very close, but we were family nonetheless. Recently, they decided to get their house renovated, and because it's been quite disastrous at their place, they asked if they could move in with me last week. I was a little shocked because we haven't spoken in a while, but I said it would be fine with me. Emily wanted to have a talk. She asked if her and Roger could have the place to themselves on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. I asked where she thinks I can go. Her response? I don't know. Get a motel. She continued to tell me how I can afford a couple days in a motel and it won't kill me. She told me it's nothing against me. It's just that they have their own traditions and like to spend the holiday together. They chose to get their house renovated during this time, knowing it would interfere with their Christmas traditions. So I asked them to leave. I can't put my life on hold and move out because they want to spend the holiday with each other. They won't be homeless. My parents took them in, but they called me absolutely infuriated because I refused to let them stay and wouldn't let them enjoy the holiday after all the trouble they went through with the renovations. Am I the a-hole? Now for the update and update. It has been a few months since my last post and a lot has changed. After Christmas, my sister called me to apologize for what she had said. She told me she had been dealing with a lot of issues at that time, and she didn't mean what she said. I felt sorry for her, I really did. So I told her all was okay and that she and Roger are forgiven. Fast forward a month and Emily and Roger are getting separated. I don't know their business, but I know that financial problems were a big part of it. She had asked to stay with me again, and I, feeling sorry for her, said, okay. The first day she came to stay with me was great. We got along well, ordered takeout and watched a movie together, something we haven't done since we were very young. Keep in mind that my house has 3 bedrooms. One belongs to me. One is a guest bedroom, and one is just a pretty much empty room. I decided to furnish the smaller guest room instead of the bigger one as I keep my violin and other instruments in there. She was staying in my guest bedroom, a very small space with just a bed and a nightstand. This was a downgrade from her living space, but she didn't seem to mind. About 2 nights after she came, she asked if there's any way that she can switch the rooms. Keep in mind that I had no idea how long she was planning on staying, so I didn't think it was a big deal. The room has a comfortable bed and a nightstand with some drawers. It's not permanent, so I told her no. This was when the bigger problem started. She began to leave her dirty clothes and dishes all over the floor. She'd stained a quilt that a close friend of mine had made for me with food. I asked her to please keep my rooms tidy, and she started to break down crying. She told me she was feeling very down and that she is sorry. I understand this sort of thing, but I still asked her to keep tidy as she was living here for free. She kept doing it, however, and I asked her to leave again to stay with my parents. Dick move? Maybe, but the room was dirty and smelled disgusting. A few of my friends say I'm too harsh with her, but I had really tried to get along with her, but we just don't work. She didn't give my parents her sob story this time, though, and so there were no more fights with my parents. Fast forward again to last week. My sister gives me a call and apologizes. She told me that she knows we can never be friends, but she hopes we can be civil. I said, absolutely. I want to take a moment to thank all of the people who took time to respond to me. You guys helped me get through Christmas, 2022. Story 2. Update. I will never speak to my mom or sister again once I turn 18. Original post, I, 17F, will never speak to my mom or sister again on my next birthday. Growing up, my parents were great. That was until my mom threw it all away and decided to cheat on my dad. My dad divorced, and the affair baby, my sister, 10F, was soon born. I was 7 at the time. In the court, my mom somehow managed to get full custody. I think she played dirty and brought up past issues my dad used to have. He had a substance abuse problem before I was born. My dad doesn't really say anything bad about my mom. However, he says that there is nothing he can do and we just have to work with it for now and wait till I'm 18. I see my dad once a week on the weekend, and I get to spend 1 week a year with him every summer. But I am stuck with my mom the majority of the time. My sister is profoundly disabled, to the point where she requires assistance for everything. She is useless. Since she was born, all my time outside of school has been dedicated to her. I stopped learning the piano, going to friends' house, playing basketball because I had to help her. I have been wearing the same clothes at home for the past 3 years since my sister has priority over everything. Dinner, only once she eats. I don't know why I call her my sister. Her should be half-sister, but she is not even worth that. My dad used to pay a lot more child support than required for the first 2 years after the divorce, but 90% of the money went to my sister, so he stopped and started paying the minimum. Still, only 10% goes to me. I don't blame him for this. Why should he support an affair baby? He tried to take my mom to court about not using the child support correctly, but it was unsuccessful. Only in the past 3 months have I managed to get a bit of time to myself without having to take care of the affair child when I'm not at school. I told my mom I had to spend a couple of extra hours after school 3 days a week. She initially refused, but she accepted only because I told her I needed it to prepare to get into a good college so I could get a good job to take care of my sister. I lied. Instead, I go to my best friend's house. Her parents are super understanding. My mom doesn't even care enough to even check if I'm at school. I also go to my dad's best friend's house every day, sometimes just for 5 minutes. Because I don't have sufficient equipment at home, and if I take it home from my dad, my mom will sell it for some new thing for my sister. My dad leaves all my stuff at his friend's house, which is 10 minutes away from where I live. Every day before and after school, I go there to change and get stuff, and his family have also helped me with my college preparation. I have found a college near my dad's house, which he will pay for, and will let me live there. My mom knows nothing about this. She thinks I am going to a college close to home and will continue to look after my sister with her. She is oblivious, but then again, even if I made it obvious at home, she wouldn't notice. I will be free in 2 weeks and I will live at my dad's friend's house until school finishes, and then I will move to my dad's since it is far from school. I will never speak to my mom or sister again after that. I can't wait to spend more time with my dad and his family. I have a stepbrother who is the same age who is amazing, and we will go to college together. He actually makes me feel happy, and I like spending time with him. My dad's friend has bought a small electric piano so I can play it once I go there, and we have found a basketball club for me to join. It will be great. I won't be burdened by my sister again. You can call me a monster since she didn't ask for this life. But I don't care. I didn't ask to have to take care of her. My life has value too. Just because she suffers doesn't mean I have to, so that the playing field is leveled. My dad is amazing. He also won't have to be financially responsible for a child that isn't his once he stops paying child support for, supposedly, me. My mom and sister will probably struggle enormously. They might even go homeless. I don't care. I will not know them in a fortnight, but it's not like they know me or really care about me. I'm just a slave to them. I hate my sister. Not for what she is, which is nothing, but for ruining my childhood. I hate my mom more. I hope she becomes homeless and a more worthy family can live in the home, not this abuser. I will be free in 14 days. I am currently at my dad's friend's house right now. He and his wife are more like parents to me than my mom is. They actually ask about my dad and care about my feelings. I am lucky to have such great people on my dad's side. There is no one on my mom's side. She had no siblings, was outcast from the rest of her family when she cheated and didn't abort the baby. None of them wanted to have to deal with my sister. If they didn't do that, I might have had a childhood. But at least now my mom will have to deal with the consequences of her adultery herself and can't enslave anyone else. I don't blame my mom's family for abandoning her. They're quite clever for recognizing early on that my mom would just rely on them all the time. My dad isn't just the fun dad who get to look great. He actually cares about me. When I'm sick at school and I needed to get picked up, he would drive an hour to do it, or get his friend to do it. My mom couldn't do it since she was busy, or needed a rest after looking after my sister. My happiest moments in the last 7 years have all been away from my mom and sister, and I will be able to have that all the time soon. My dad has organized therapy sessions for me to help me settle. He's also organized a trip for 2 weeks during one of the holidays, which will just be between me and him since we've missed out on a lot because of my mom. I hope she suffers. Now for the update. Hi everyone. People asked for an update once I turned 18, so here it is, albeit a few days late. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone who gave support and advice on collecting documents. It means a lot. To others who messaged asking for explicit pictures when I turned 18, and those who said that they hoped my dad would abandon me, I'm sorry, but neither of those will be happening. At midnight, I left my mom's house and went to my dad's friend. I just left a note in the kitchen for my mom. I won't be seeing her or her daughter again. I went to my dad's friend's house and my dad decided to surprise me and come with my stepmom, stepbrother, and half-sister. They were waiting for me and we had a small celebration with some cake. My dad excused me from school, which they understood, and did the same for my siblings, and we went to his house for the second half of the week. I'm just going back now for tomorrow. The last few days have been great. We went to a theme park and did loads of stuff in the area. I had my first therapy session yesterday, which was okay, but it was a bit difficult to open up. I also had a piano lesson yesterday. My half-sister, who is only 5, can already play some scales, so she sits beside me and we play together when I practice. Her smile is so cute when everyone is clapping. My dad is going to come to his friend's house tomorrow and spend a few days there with me. I blocked my mom when I left, so I haven't been bothered by her, but she has been blowing up my dad and stepmom's phone demanding money to take care of her daughter, which obviously they won't give. She will actually have to step up to take care of her daughter without pawning all the responsibility onto others. She threatened to sue my dad for parental alienation and find a way to get money, and then sent voice notes of her daughter, so my dad just blocked her. If she contacts him again with a different number, he will go speak to his lawyer. I also want to mention how supportive my stepmom has been. I haven't really mentioned her enough since I've just been so excited to be with my dad again, but she has been equally as helpful. Unfortunately, I can't be adopted since my mom is still alive. Even though it doesn't mean much since I'm legally an adult now, it would really mean a lot to her. I need to think of something to show my appreciation for her as well. I've been a bit too invested with my dad the past few days. Finally, just another thank you to everyone. I have felt happy the past week. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for supporting my sister after she decided not to invite our parents to her private gender reveal announcement? My 18F sister, 33F, is currently 3 months into her pregnancy. She was very secretive about the entire thing and didn't tell anybody in her life about it until a few weeks ago. Last week, my sister got the results for her baby's gender in the mail. She told my mother about receiving the results and how she hadn't opened it yet, and my mother began to flood her with questions about if she was going to do a gender reveal party, if she could help out with the gender reveal party, how she should come to our house to talk about the baby, etc. My sister brushed a lot of it off by saying she simply didn't know what she wanted to do yet. Well, this week my sister added everyone in our immediate family to a WhatsApp group chat. She said nothing, just sent a video of her and her fiancé popping small party poppers as a gender reveal celebration. There was no crowd, no friends, no family, just them and a cameraman to document the entire thing. They had decided on doing a private gender reveal just for the two of them. My mom was absolutely livid upon seeing the video. She instantly stormed downstairs to talk, yell, to my father about how my sister was a snake who didn't see the value in family, how she couldn't believe that her own daughter would betray her like this, how she was a horrible role model to her younger siblings, etc. My dad echoed her sentiments. They are furious that my sister decided that she wanted a private moment to celebrate her pregnancy that didn't involve anybody else except herself. They called her selfish for it. They said she was going down the wrong path with this pregnancy, all because she didn't want the moment to be about anybody other than herself. They sent her a very long, nasty message about how they felt about her gender reveal celebration not involving them. Now, this is where I may be the asshole, but I truly do not see the issue with any of my sister's actions. She has had a pretty tough relationship with my parents in recent years, due to them wanting to exert a lot of control over her when she was well into her 20s. And her relationship with our mother is extra strained because she feels our mother is a very self-centered, egotistical, manipulative woman that can't handle criticism well. I can completely understand why my sister feels the way she does and why she wanted a private gender reveal party. I sympathize with her wanting to keep it between her and her fiancé, and I let her know that. I'm super lost on how to feel about everything. I don't want my sister to feel like everyone in our family is against her because of how harsh my family is being, but at the same time, I'm still young and don't know everything. I don't know if my parents are justified in feeling the way they do, but I don't think it's wrong for my sister to want to go about her pregnancy privately. So, am I the a-hole?